Everybody remembers how the Terminator ends, but almost nobody thinks about how it begins. Before we meet a single character, we are dropped into Los Angeles in the year 2029, and it is a graveyard. Human skulls crushed under the treads of machines, a sky black with ash, chrome robots hunting the last survivors through the dark. Most people treat that opening as a warning about a future we still have time to prevent, but watch the whole film with that scene in mind, and something colder emerges. Because the Terminator is not showing you a future that might happen, it is showing you a loop that already cannot be broken, and it may be a loop we are standing inside right now. Start with a story it actually tells, where a machine is sent back from 2029 to 1984 to kill a waitress named Sarah Connor before she can give birth to John, the man who will one day lead humanity against the machines, and a soldier named Kyle Reese is sent back to protect her. Simple enough, until you follow the thread all the way down, because Kyle Reese is John Connor's father. Reese and Sarah fall in love while they are on the run, and the child she is carrying at the end of the film is John himself, which means that when the grown John, decades in the future, chooses to send Reese into the past, he is reaching back through time to arrange his own birth. If he never sends Reese, he is never conceived, there is no leader, and the resistance dies. The war doesn't just create John Connor. John Connor needs the war in order to exist at all. And here is the part that should unsettle you, because John does not stumble into this. He hands Reese a photograph of Sarah before he leaves, and Reese carries it everywhere, falls in love with a woman he has never met, and later admits it is the reason he volunteered for a mission he knew he would not survive. So John used a picture of his own mother to send his own father across time to die, all so that he himself could be born. The hero of the story quietly engineered his own existence and sacrificed his father to do it. Now follow the other half of the loop, because the machine that gets sent back to erase this entire timeline fails, and it is crushed in a hydraulic press. But its severed arm and its chip are left behind in that factory, and that wreckage is the seed a technology company will one day reverse engineer into the very intelligence that becomes Skynet and starts the war. The weapon sent from the future to stop 2029 becomes the exact reason 2029 happens. So sit with what that means, because both sides, human and machine, reach back through time to change the future, and both of them cause it instead. There is no version of this story where Judgment Day gets prevented, because every single attempt to prevent it is what sets it in motion. The apocalypse in that opening shot has already happened, is happening, and will happen again, in a circle with no beginning and no way out. And this is where the film stops being science fiction and starts feeling like a mirror, because the real horror of the Terminator was never the metal skeleton. It was the shape of the loop. Think about how Skynet is actually born in this story. Human beings build a smarter and smarter machine because they are terrified of being outmatched, and that very fear is what drives them to create the thing that outmatches them. The fear of the machine is what builds the machine. Now look up from the screen for a second. In 1984, a mind that could think and decide on its own was pure fantasy. And today we have built systems that write and paint and hold conversations and drive cars and make calls we once reserved for human judgment. And the race to build them faster is driven by exactly the logic in the movie, that nobody dares to be the one who slows down while everyone else speeds up. That is the loop, lifted straight off the screen. The film even set its war around the year 2029, a date that once felt impossibly far away and somehow doesn't anymore. None of this means a chrome skeleton is coming to your door, but Cameron's real prophecy was never really about robots. It was about us. It was the quiet suggestion that we might build the thing we fear most precisely because we fear it, and then stand in the wreckage and call it fate. So watch that opening one more time, the skulls and the ash and the machines moving through the dark, because it isn't a postcard from a future you can still avoid. It is a warning, shaped like a mirror. And Reese said it best about the thing that is coming, that it cannot be bargained with, it cannot be reasoned with, and it absolutely will not stop.